Well, update for you now on this swine flu scare and its potential for causing a very big panic, with some help from the launch pad here. President Obama saying this past hour that there is no cause for alarm, but the State Department is issuing a new warning at this hour, telling Americans for the first time in connection with this scare not to travel to Mexico unless that travel is absolutely necessary. In Mexico City, schools are closed, concerts and sporting events are canceled. The city is basically shut down, and the death toll in Mexico has now been updated to 103 people. And take a look at this. Watch how fast this strain is now spreading around the globe. In addition to the United States and Mexico, confirmed cases of this swine flu in Canada, New Zealand, Spain, France, Israel, and Brazil. Those are the red marks on this map, and possible cases are shown in yellow in several other countries. More than 30,000 people die every year from the regular flu here in America. More than 30,000. So why exactly are we so concerned about this particular strain? Joining us now is Michael T. Osterholm from the Center for Infectious Disease Research and Policy at the University of Minnesota. Good morning, doctor.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us. I know that one of the things that has folks concerned about this particular virus has to do with the fact that it's gone airborne from pigs, from swine, to humans, which is unusual. Am I wrong?
Yes, you are. But let's start from there, because I'm sure a lot of people have exactly the same conclusion. All influenza viruses originate in wild aquatic birds. Some of them actually have made their way into pigs and reside there, and other animal species. And then eventually some of them make their way to humans, and that's when we worry about a pandemic. Now, what makes it possible for a pandemic to happen is a new strain must emerge, but it's not getting out of the pig to humans. It's when humans become infected, and then they, in turn, can transmit it to other humans.
Wait a minute, but where are the humans getting it from to begin with? Because my understanding was it's not eating pork, but it is from pigs.
Originally they have to get it from the animals. But look at H5N1 or bird flu in Asia. You know, that has never gone beyond that exposure of the person to the bird with, one or two cases beyond that. So it hasn't launched into this potential to spread around the world from person to person. Mm-hmm. That's what this virus has done. It has basically made the jump from animals to humans, but what makes it so important right now is that humans are transmitting it to humans. That is the first and most critical ingredient for a pandemic. I
see. So that's what's unusual. When we saw the avian flu a few years ago, they were saying you basically have to exchange, bodily fluids with a bird. They were saying you have to kiss a bird, an infected bird. That is not this case. You can get it airborne from another human.
And that one actually, even just breathing around the bird could be possible. But the key factor is here that this novel virus, this virus is part pig North American, it's part pig Eurasia, it's part wild bird North America, and it's part human. So it's been a mixture of all the genetic material, and now it's in humans. The issue that you raised earlier about 30,000 people would die annually from seasonal flu, which is the reminiscences of a previous pandemic, which is absolutely correct, and it's an important disease. It's not what this has done that necessarily scares us. It's what this might do. And the idea of a pandemic is hard for many people to imagine, but imagine a flu virus that goes around the world where very few people have any immunity to it. And if you look like in 1918, where it killed only, and I say only in quotes, 2% of the world's population, but it killed anywhere from 40 to 100 million people. Mm. And so what we're worried about is the next influenza pandemic. And influenza pandemics occur over time, as do earthquakes, hurricanes, and tsunamis. So you can expect more pandemics. We just don't know if this is going to be the next one.
Doctor, what explains the fact that we've had over 100 deaths from this flu down in Mexico and none here in the United States? 20 confirmed cases so far. That number is fluid. Yeah. And no deaths here, but over 100 in Mexico.
None yet. You can't include anything. And the reason for that is that this is what I call the 24-hour news cycle mentality of, we've got to have a conclusion right now about something. If you think about what's gone on in Mexico, there are likely many hundreds of thousands of cases potentially that we've missed, at least thousands. And if you think about the number of deaths over that particular number, meaning these were milder infections just like they were in the United States, and you do what we call a numerator or denominator, the percent of people that die that get it, and you look at only 20 cases in the U.S., if the next 2 patients that we get die from it, we have a higher rate of deaths actually in the United States than they do in Mexico.
Wow.
So the point is it's way too early, and we've had too many people speculating that there are different strains, whatever, and public health experts would tell you, everybody slow down. We want to find out, is there a potential change? that's occurred?
Right.
Is there something different? But at this point, it's way too early
Doctor,
to suggest that.
I have to go. I'm out of time, so I need a short answer to this one, but it's an important question, and that is, a lot of people here worried about stocking up on Tamiflu. Should they be calling their doctor and just getting some in reserve? They're worried about contracting it. What's your advice on that?
They need to have an entire plan for what they're going to do during a pandemic, which actually antivirals is only one thing. And again, check with their local and state health department, because we have 80,000 doses of this Tamiflu already in stockpiles around the country for people to use.
Well, you've been very helpful, Doctor. We appreciate you setting us straight and giving us the facts we need. All the best to you.
Thank you very much.
Terrific guest, huh?
He knew it all, and that's what we
good.
need. There's so much misinformation out there. People are confused. So you need somebody like that who can set you straight. So it sounds like contact your local officials, contact your doctor, find out what you need to do.
Like that, no panic zone, right?